Last week I was driving from Flagstaff. Had to get a car windshield replaced, and the idea came to me. Like, why is well, one thing that Ramakant says is that there's no such thing as a dream. Dream, awareness, consciousness, these are all simply concepts that come with the body. So there's no such thing as a dream. But at the same time, that's the experience. Where there is the experience of the dream, and realizing that it's a dream is, I think, a step towards that, going beyond that. Why does everyone have more or less the same dream? Like if I point to a car that's parked at the corner, everyone that's speaking right now would see that same car. So the projection is, like if everything is so basically the question is, why do we all see the same thing? Why is the dream more or less alike for all of us? And I would imagine that, the thing that came to me, it just came out of the blue. It's just there's only one consciousness. There's only one selfless self. And that's
correct.
That's it.
Your idea of being individualized is illusion. There is only one consciousness, one seer, one dreamer, and that's you. Just like in your dream, all your dream characters are seeing through their eyes, but it's still only you.
Yeah.
So just like you would say, well, then I can defy gravity because if I know but it's not it's not this. It's the selfless self where all of this is coming in this selfless self. The ideas that you're speaking about now are as in I am somebody else, separate and apart from. Why does John see a car and also Andrew and also Trish see a car, know it's a car, have the words and the verbs for a car? It's because it's only the one selfless self.
Right.
And these three different bodies that have labels are just elemental goo put together in a certain way that selfless self happens to be seeing and moving around with the energy that it is. But just like in dream, even you could sit there and say, okay, this room is inside your dream. That means everything that appears inside this room is inside your dream. Right now, I am only in this room. But if you were to come through the door and be in this room, it's still inside the dream.
Just one dreamer. Yeah.
One dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here at this table, and then, Trish walks through the door, and she's in this room. But we've already said that this room is inside the dream, that the dreamer's dreaming. It's the bubble of illusion that Trish is in. And then Andrew comes in and sits, and Kathleen comes, and Sandra comes in, and Jim comes in, and all of us are here, and all of us are conversing, and we're all talking, and I'm offering you something if you would like to drink or something to eat. But all of that is in the bubble of illusion that the one dreamer is projecting. That's why when any of the bodies in that bubble were to fall, there's no one being born, no one dying. It's just the bubble of illusion and the one dreamer that's dreamt these characters inside this bubble, and now these characters inside this bubble are no more.
So are you even dreaming the characteristics? Let's say I get all the self, but on the other hand, on a day-to-day basis, there are different people having different characteristics, some of which, I guess, they have different, expression. So, and some of that might be good and some might be bad from the point of view of the.
Then there's definitely an I am somebody else and an individualized sense of self. Remember what we were speaking about in the beginning. If your attention is completely inward and you're outwardly seeing, but inwardly you're with your selfless self, all of this outward appearance is being projected from that inward sense of self. You're maintaining and staying with your selfless self and not giving attention or projection or ideas or beliefs or concepts or any animation to what's going on outside, because you're remaining with your selfless self. Knowing yourself in a real sense as the knower of the formless sense of presence that all this form is appearing in, again, it's just the person that's appearing in before you is in that spontaneous presence, in that bubble that's being projected from you, the selfless self. When it's just the two eyes in the space and everything in the space is within you, because you are the space. You know, if you're all you want to compare yourself to space or sky, then there isn't anything like that. There can't be. The only way that I can say that you're bad or good is when there's an I am somebody else that's judging something based on how my pinpoint is. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, you have to leave that, what do you call it, perception in order to create like a separation and an irritation. I think it's like irritation.
Well, it's the mind starting up. And again, mantra and remaining with your selfless self, there can't be other if there's no I am somebody else. And when you have that seeing of this inward, staying with your selfless self, remaining with your selfless self, be normal, be simple, be humble, like Maharaj says, remain with your selfless self, then this out here, this seeing, outward seeing, is from the inward sense of self.
Yeah.
And the mind only can sit there and judge good or bad if there's somebody that can be the reference point for good or bad, or how this is irritating or whatever. But see, again, even if there's an irritation, immediately remain with your selfless self, and you'll know that this person that's in front of me that's being irritating, I remain with my selfless self, and therefore they're in the outward projection that's coming from my selfless self.
Yeah.